Thank you very much for joining us today. So my name is Ellie. You may have seen me before in some of our previous webinars, but today we are going to be talking to the really important people about that make Staffordshire University, and that is our current students. So as you can see, we've got 5 current students with us here, and they are going to help us get a little bit of more insight and details about what it's like studying at Staffordshire University at both our Stoke campus, also our London campus as well. So to start off with, let's do some introductions. So as I said, my name is Ellie. I work in the international recruitment team. So if you have any direct questions about the application process or anything like that, it's myself and my team that you need to contact at internationalrecruitment@staffs.ac.uk. You can also, of course, use the Campus Connect app to drop us any direct messages. So I've got the students are moving around my camera. So let's start off with Salim. Please, can you tell us where you're from, what you're studying, including your course and campus, please?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Salim. I'm from Nigeria. I'm studying master's degree in software engineering here at Stoke-on-Trent. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Fantastic, thank you. Christine, please can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm an international student. Ethnically, I am from the Philippines, but I was born and raised in Dubai, and I'm currently in my first year of accounting and finance accelerated degree, and I'm residing in the Stoke-on-Trent campus.
Fantastic, thank you. Murray, please can you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Modi. I'm currently a second year in Staffordshire University, London, and I do game design and animation.
Fantastic. And Vapo?
Hi, I'm from Maharashtra, India, and I'm doing film production. I will be graduating this June, so I'm in my 3rd year currently, and I'm on the Stoke campus.
Fantastic. And Enoch?
Hi, everyone. My name is Enoch. I'm from Nigeria. I'm currently studying Masters in Robotics and Smart Technologies at the Stoke-on-Trent campus.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. So it's nice to meet you all and have a nice range of courses and countries represented today. So obviously we have a couple of different campuses here, and also we have different years that you guys have been in the UK. So my first question that I'd just like to start with, just to kind of get a little bit of the conversation going, is what has surprised you most about the UK since you've arrived? Vapo, you've been here the longest. Would you mind starting us off with that question, please?
For me, that would be the weather, because in India, it's more like a seasonal pattern. So it rains when we call it the rainy season. So we kind of like wait for it, and yeah, you just kind of wait for it. But then it's quite often that it drizzles all the time here. So that was quite a big change for me. But that makes me count the sunny days as well. So it's quite nice. I wait for the sun now.
Yeah, very true. I like that. What about Enoch? What were you most surprised about since you arrived in the UK?
Okay, I think it was the same for me, because
However?
I live in Manchester, and everyone in Manchester says in Manchester it rains anytime. You could see the sun 1 minute, the next minute it's raining, and it took a lot of time to get used to, but eventually you would start knowing that it could rain anytime and anything could happen. I think I'm beginning to love the weather.
Okay, that's good. Has anyone else found the transition with the weather positive? Do they like the UK weather? So maybe the fact that it's not quite as hot. Does that benefit anyone?
Honestly, I loved the snow day we had in Stoke back in December, because I'm from the UAE, so snow isn't really something I've ever experienced before. So that was a fun, like, first time experience with my friends. We made like an 8 feet tall snowman.
8 feet.
8 feet. Yeah.
Wow.
It
That's
was really,
impressive.
we rolled the snowball like for at least a mile. So it was a really big one. So it was a big base to start off with. That was pretty cool.
So that was the first time you'd come across snow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Anybody else? What was they most surprised if it wasn't the weather? Is there anything else?
I think for me, it's the serene environment. I'm the kind of person that likes a very quiet place, and it's not so noisy. And yeah, that's just kind of like make me get into my zone to work properly. And yeah, the snow also. I mean, the first time it snowed, I kind of like walked inside it with just not with my winter jacket or anything. I just walked inside with my normal shirt, and I just kind of find it interesting. But yeah, the environment is one thing for me because I'm big on environment when it comes to studying. Yeah, that's what stood out for me.
Fantastic. Did lots of you guys have to buy thick coats for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to add on to what Salim said. Right now, my view from my dorm is amazing. I just want to show you guys. It's literally like the trees and like the forest, and it's like such a like vibrant campus. But it's a good balance between obviously the quieter side, but then we have the other side of the Stoke campus, which has more social events. Like for example, the Ember Lounge. I really love that we have a uni pub. It really does enhance, like, encourages people to socialize and have a place to unwind with your friends after class and all that.
I love that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go into some questions about settling into coming to the UK and also studying in the UK. So what were some of the challenges that you faced when you first arrived in the UK? Enoch, would you be able to start with there for me?
Okay. So I think it would be the transport,
Okay.
going with trains. I remember the first month I came. Sometimes I would want to go to Manchester, but I would get on the wrong train and I'll end up in Birmingham or something. So so I took a couple wrong trains. I missed some trains, I missed buses. You know, bus stops, they have two sides. It's either you're going this way or the way. So I would take the bus going the other way. Then I would I would have to get down, and then I would have to go the other way again. So it's using Google Maps, trying to get a location, trying to get the correct bus, trying to get the correct train. Yeah. So
I guess the only positive to that is that, generally speaking, England's quite small, so you can't go too far, and you'll be able to get back somehow. And we do have a lot of public transport, even if it's not always the best. There is a lot of public transport available, and obviously in Manchester you've also got trams, trams as well. Christine, what about yourself? What challenges did you face when you first arrived?
Challenges. I think one was maybe like the seasonal depression, because I'm not used to not having that much sun, but it really helps to have a good like core group of people that you meet in Staffordshire University, which is something I really loved about uni, because my first day here, I already met a lot of people, got to meet new friends, and it was really easy to find like the core of, like, because obviously we're international students, so it's not easy to fly back home to, like, go back to our support system. But the social setting in staffs really allows you to make your own course system here in uni, so that helped me go get through the seasonal depression.
Lovely. Does anyone else have anything they want to add in regards to challenges?
I think for me it's going to be around housing.
Okay.
When I first came in, I moved in with a couple of friends in Wolverhampton first before I could get my own sort of apartment here in Stoke. And it was quite a bit challenging. But one thing that really helped was the fact that it's a welcoming environment, and even the small housing agents were really ready to help. When I really did found an agent that helped, it happened within 24 hours.
Okay.
And that was really helpful. And I like the fact that it's an helpful environment. The community helps you, not just the school alone, but even the community itself. The people surrounding the community really are welcoming and supportive. Once they hear you're a student, they welcome you with open arms.
That's fantastic to hear. I think that's also something to note as well, that there's a big difference between so Salim and Enoch, obviously you guys are both postgraduate students, and you live slightly further away from campus. Now that's something that we welcome at the university, but we also appreciate that undergraduate students, but also postgraduate students, if they want to be able to live much closer on campus. So that, like where Christine showed us there, that's our on-site accommodation, isn't it? Are you in Clarice? Clarice
I'm in the Spode Hall.
Spode Hall. Okay, fantastic. So we do have those options there for you as well. Obviously, London's slightly different, but we'll come on to accommodation in a little bit from that. So can I ask what sort of things, so this builds nicely on from what Salim was saying in terms of the community. So what did you do to get involved in the community and also the local area? So whether that's Stoke-on-Trent or also London, what sort of things did you get involved in? Vapo?
Oh, so I really like this part because the uni constantly has like international events. So people who are like new students, old students, like anyone, everyone is welcome for those events. And that's how I've met like the people I'm currently sharing the house with. And like they're my closest people, I can say. So, and also like I keep taking part in all the societies that I can. Because like in first year, you do have quite a bit of time. So just like I really like adventure sports or things like that. So I'm a part of the swimming team, the badminton group as well, and it was quite nice because then it's people from all over the world, and then you can just make like I have groups. I can say like I'm a part of different groups, and then we just go to events together. Like it's quite a nice, like a tiny bit of community that I've created.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you. Modi, are you able to add in terms of anything that you've used to help you get settled in to the community?
I would say there's always events that the university is posting what's happening in the area, depending on where you live. So there's always little events that you can go to either hang out with classmates or just the general community around you. And also just email lists in London, like London Times or Time Out London or etc. Get you moving and seeing what you could do around in the area.
Can you give any examples of things that you're involved in or that you used, that you met off like those lists and things?
Not too long ago, there was like not sure what to say, but they were selling stuff around Stratford, just like a little garage sale type thing, clothes sale, little market sale, just selling vintage items and stuff like that. And me and some friends just around the area went there to see what they were selling.
Lovely. Are you from London?
Yeah, I'm from London.
Yeah. And how close do you live to campus? Like, did you know Stratford?
So yeah, I do know Stratford. I am
Okay.
around like 20 minutes away, pretty much. But
Right.
I am in my own little bubble community away from Stratford as well.
Okay. And do they ever do you have friends in your own little community that ever join in terms of the university community that you have, or do you keep them quite separate?
So I have both. I live in a student accommodation, so they have their own little community and events, and it's separate to my own university's events and community there.
Okay, lovely. And Vapo, do you keep your, like you mentioned that obviously you're in badminton, swim, all those different things that you're part of. Do you ever join those groups together, or do you tend to keep things quite separate so you have those different friends groups and communities?
On WhatsApp, we do have like an international group for everyone, and I keep adding people on that because when I say we go to events together, like even if we don't know each other as well, we just show up together, and then it's like it's easier for everyone to settle in, kind of.
Mhm.
And it's very welcoming. So I mean, it's like I go to everything and it's open for all. So I just like enjoy it with whoever shows up.
Yeah, so
Honestly.
you just throw yourself into absolutely everything to get it involved.
Yeah, I
I
mean, in
like it.
first year and second year, I had more like freedom of opportunities like that. Now it's more like the time constraint. Since I'm working on like my final year projects at the moment, I'm not able to go, so I have to say no to some of the events. But they're still happening for newcomers as well. Yeah, the uni does quite a bit of things like throughout the year, like for every intake as well, so that people can slowly like get settled into the environment as well.
Lovely, that's great, thank you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the more like academic side and what it's like adjusting to being in a new education system. So Christine, could you tell me what the biggest difference is for you there has been between school and education from your home country and to being in the UK?
I think academic wise, it's fairly different just because in the UK, if you study a certain course, your modules are niched to that course rather than back home. If I'm studying accounting, I still take lessons like history maybe that don't really relate. But I really prefer that I get to focus on the courses, the modules I need to learn for my specific degree. And also I do love how academically, Staffordshire University has a good support system regarding, accommodating students that have maybe further academic needs compared to others. So that was a really good standing point with the Staffordshire University.
Fantastic, thank you. Enoch, can I ask you, from going from an undergraduate degree in Nigeria, to coming to do a master's degree in the UK? How's that been different for you?
Oh, okay. So for my undergraduate degree, I did electrical and electronics engineering. And right now I'm doing robotics, smart technology. So it's still similar, but it's at the beginning, it took some getting used to, because it's on master's level, it tends to get a little harder. It starts to get a little complex, and you have to really focus, you have to practice, you have to know that you need to do whatever it needs to be done to succeed academically. And it's the lecturers, the tutors are very helpful, they're very supportive. They tutor you one-on-one, and they ask that if you have any issues, whatever it is, you should always feel free to talk to them, set up meetings and all that. And it's been a very good experience so far. I've learned a lot, and I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic, that's really nice to hear. So taking from that, can I assume that maybe in your undergraduate degree, completing that in Nigeria, your lecturers and teachers aren't quite as supportive and hands-on, would you say? Is it more of a very professional relationship, whereas here it is more collaborative? Would that be right?
Yes, that would be right. It was definitely more professional back in Nigeria. And like Christine said, okay, for instance, I studied electronics. I studied electrical and electronics engineering, and of mechanical, civil, chemical, maybe biomedical. So we didn't really get in-depth knowledge of the actual thing we wanted to study. It was just a bit of every other thing. But right here, you're focused on whatever it is you came to do. Robotics, you're doing robotics. Game design, you're doing game design, and that has been good.
Does anybody else want to add anything in regards to adjusting to the education difference in the education systems or the teaching styles?
I would like to add that like for me, the best part of my degree is like the tutors that I have. Some of them, like, they are genuinely invested in the success of their students, and like two of them literally go above and beyond for the students, and I've seen them do this for like every intake. It's really nice to have that kind of a support system. because you're away from home, you're missing out on these moments, but then it has to be worth it in return. So I really like that part.
Also, I'd like to add something regarding like the academic structure of Staffordshire University is that like they don't just prepare you to get a degree, but they think 10 steps ahead with like teaching you the basic skills of putting yourself out there for applying for a job. So while I'm learning my degree, I'm also learning skills on how to maybe present myself in an interview, how to create a CV. These, you'd think practical knowledge, but you need to learn it at some point in life. And Staffordshire University really does their job with their Careers Connect, with thinking 10 steps ahead and preparing you for the job application process, even though you're still in the process of getting your degree. So you feel like you're alone in teaching yourself all this, because they are very hands-on regarding that aspect as well.
Fantastic. That's really great to hear. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're having a good experience and you feel supported, and also to get a job at the end of the day. Like you say, that's the whole point of being in education, isn't it? To get a good job. So how about adjusting to, or can you tell me about the workload in your degree? So how often you're in classes, and the amount of work that you're having to do outside of classes, what type of classes that you have, also if they were different from your home education system. Modi, can I ask you in terms of about your workload and how that is with the London campus?
So I go in 3-4 days a week. We do most of the work on campus. It is a good amount of workload, but you're going to be having to do a lot if you want to get a first, and a lower amount if you're just going for a pass. But since you pay for this education, of course, you're trying to get the most out of it. So yeah, as I said, 3 to 4 days a week, but you are expected to do work outside of lessons a lot of the time, at home, or just in your own time outside the lecture or any seminar. So I'd say it's a good amount of workload. So yeah.
Fantastic. Vapo, can you tell me how it's changed for you from your first year to your final year now? Because I know you mentioned obviously you're doing a dissertation and that you've got less time on your hands. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So in first year, I did have like all the freedom, let's say, because even though we did go in like 5 days a week at that point, it was still like shorter amount of time, and then like you could also like the rest of the day was yours. You could spend it however you wanted. In my third year, it has been more like, since we're also preparing, as Christine said, not just like the end of the degree, but we're also like applying for places just like before we graduate. There's like steps, and we had an entire module dedicated for like your 3-year plan, your 5-year plan, or like what are the steps that you need to do now, so that once you graduate, you're not like, oh, what do I do now? So you already know where you're headed. And that was like my favorite part. So this year has been quite intense in terms of like external co-curricular stuff. I would say I've been less engaged with that as like this time. I do get time here and there, but then I just want like little downtime then, but then yeah, it's been quite intense, but I feel like it's necessary, because then it's going to help the transition be even smoother. So you know where you're headed next, and that's quite important. Like, yeah.
Fantastic. Salim, would you be able to tell me from a postgraduate perspective, about the teaching style and workload of your masters?
Yeah, I think I came in January, the January intake of last year, and I think my workload at the time in January wasn't that much. It was kind of like straight to the point, because I get to select the kind of courses I want to really focus on. So at the time, I was focused more on cloud computing and did a couple of cloud computing enterprise systems. So in January semester, it wasn't that much of a workload. And the teaching style was kind of like very collaborative. There is the tutorial session and then the normal lecture you have, where you get to actually practicalize everything in real life to commit it, to add to what you're learning in the tutorial session. So Then straight into the second semester, I think I had more lectures. It not too much. It was balanced, but then the same style with practical and then the theory aspect of it, just to ensure understand the theoretical part and then the practical part. So yeah, I think for me it was whole collaborative. It was more collaborative compared to what I'm kind of like used to.
Okay, fantastic. Does anyone else want to add anything about teaching style or workloads?
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Enoch,
you
we'll
go.
start with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just exactly what Salim said. I love that you do, okay, the way it was for me in first semester, you do the theory part first, and then the next session you have the practical. So it's easier for you to understand that way. So when you come for the practical, you remember, okay, they taught us this on paper, and now we can picture it happen real life practically. And also, I like the focus on research, how we do assignments. We have to do a lot of research gates, read journals, read articles, and all that. I think that's very good. That's lovely.
And that's all stuff you have to do outside of class lessons, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of independent study and using the
Mhm.
resources that the university has.
Yeah.
Christine, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I'd like to add, because my degree is kind of unique because it is accelerated. So it is given that it is more intensive compared to the 3-year program. And with that comes that, like, for example, in our normal semester from around October to May, we do have the normal 4 days a week. However, because we're accelerated, our year extends to July. And with that comes like 5 days a week of classes from like 9 a.m. to around like 3 or 4. But that just comes with saving a year of university. So it just, that's like a given.
What strategies have you had to put in place to help you manage that workload?
I think it's just being organized, just trying to keep track of deadlines and making sure to allocate specific times to get it done on time, and also give myself a little bit of lenience to ask for maybe reviews and insights from my my lecturers, to maybe re-edit some of my projects or essays. So that's one of those things.
Fantastic. Does
Yeah,
anyone
I
else have to? Yes, sorry.
I think I also want to add the fact that the timing of the lectures sometimes kind of like help. There is that time you have the lectures in the morning when your brain is still very fresh, and you can easily assimilate faster. And then in the evening, there's some lectures I get to do in the evening. At that time, it's pretty chilled, cold, not too hot, and you're just going into the class, understanding everything you're being taught easily. So there is that timing to adjust to how people assimilate it. I mean, we are different individuals, and the way we assimilate are different. So you get to pick the timing of your classes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So we're now going to move on to, I guess, the cultural experience of moving countries or starting in a new university. So what is your most, or what have you found the most enjoyable thing about experiencing British culture? Vapo, if we go with you to start with.
I think when I was new here, I think my favorite part is that people are very non-judgmental. So like you don't have to worry about like being yourself. You can just, I mean, I could be anyone. like literally you could like kind of explore who you are. I kind of realized that back home I had like just grown up to be sort of like a people pleaser, and I've kind of gotten the freedom to just
Just be
just
yourself.
be me and like find out who I really am, or like the kind of person that I want to be. I think for me that was really like the best part of it.
Fantastic. Enoch, what's one of the most positive aspects you've had for living in the UK?
Okay. I love how everyone is polite and organized, and everything just goes as it should. Everyone is so kind. And that's
these are really nice things to hear as an English person, that we're open, we're kind. I like it. Salim, do you want to add anything to make me feel even better?
Yeah, I mean, the very first time I came in, I think it was the induction period, and I think there was a time slot for it, and I kind of like missed my train and got there late. So I got in, and the program was over, and the lady in charge took it upon her to kind of like walk me through everything that was discussed for the past 1 hour. And I'm like, who does that here? Like, what's the time? You had a time slot, but of course I missed my train. I didn't check my time on time. It's all on me. But I mean, there is still, I mean, like Christian said, people go one step and beyond for one another here, which is actually really good. And for the lecturers, sometimes when they speak, it can be fast, and you might not really get what they're saying. When you call their attention to it, they come back one step slower just to accommodate your own pace and ensure that you're easing into it gradually, and which is actually very nice and awesome.
Okay. Has anyone experienced any cultural misunderstandings?
I think I wouldn't really call it misunderstandings, but the football culture here could be a little intense. I did watch my first football game in like the Manchester Stadium.
You actually went to Manchester?
Yeah, which was
Oh,
interesting.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know like football is a big part of your culture here, so I wanted to experience that as well. But yeah, it gets a bit intense, like seeing teams that are opposing, like, trying to defend their teams and really cheer for them. But I wouldn't say it's a misunderstanding. It would just be more intense.
Yeah.
Would you say it's passionate? I think they're just being passionate.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a better word to describe it as
The
well.
passion for football knows no bounds.
I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
football fan. I'm a Chelsea fan. I get a lot
Oh, Chelsea, okay.
I get a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Were you
I
a
love
fan
it.
of Chelsea before you moved here, Salim?
Yeah, I've been a fan of Chelsea since 2005-6 thereabouts.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, if you go on the trains on weekends when a match had finished or something, and you hear everyone singing and dancing, and it's nice, it's cool. Yeah.
Football is very important. That is for sure. Is there anything any advice or tips or hints that you could give to international students on embracing British culture, but also making sure that they can stay connected to their own home cultures and comforts? I appreciate that's quite a big question. I'm not sure if anyone wants to start with that.
I would say just don't limit yourself. Be open to change. I think that's one thing when you're going to a new environment, you don't know what to expect, but at the same time, just keep an open mind and just be free. Yeah, fly like a bird and be free.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to what Salim said. Like, I feel like if you really put yourself out there, it is easy to just, get used to the UK culture because they are very, they're very open. It's not hard to like socialize with people here. Also, I'd like to say like staying in touch with, back home, I'd advise you to, I mean, it might be too much, but for me, I call my parents every day. So that's a really good thing to like, stay in touch with, where you came from, like just know like your main foundational support. They always remind you of like, what like you're like why you're here for. And like for example, like the academic privilege that comes with studying in the UK compared to back home, but also being open-minded to the diversity that comes with the UK.
I would like to add to what Christine said, because I have a WhatsApp group with my family. It's called Vapo's Daily Updates, and I just share my experiences there. We have a video call every day, so it's quite nice for them to know the new experiences that I'm gaining as well, because then they know that I'm fine as well, like enjoying my time here. Because they're constantly worried that I'm like in a new country by myself, but I'm not actually by myself, honestly. Like I have a good support system. But you kind of like, if I were to give you any advice, it would be like you have to kind of build that system. Like the uni will give you opportunities, and they will have events, but like it's like you have to put yourself out there a little, and then just like socialize. And it's not hard. Like trust me, it's people are just like, I'm just gonna say people are normal. Like they're exactly you. So you just gotta find the people that you like. You have maybe similar hobbies. You enjoy the same sports. Maybe like you have to kind of build that. Yeah, but I think then those friendships will go a long way as well.
I think I also want to add. I mean, UK is open to is I would say is home to so many cultures, not just the British culture, and the university also gives. I mean, when I came in, I attended the Diwali program. The school hosted. I think was it last year? I think so. I attended and it was pretty fun. I mean, I've always known the India culture for a while, but that was my first time of experiencing it in person. So it was kind of like be open and be ready to embrace other people's culture as well, not just your own. It's not just about what you came to study. It's also part of it to learn about other people's culture and kind of like opens your eyes more to the way of the world.
What about food?
Ah.
Nah.
Enoch is like, no.
I mean, for me, I've only tried chicken and chips and fish and chips since I've been here. I've tried to take biryani. I think I like laddu, which is more like the what's it called? Yeah, which is actually fine. But I think I've not really explored that area that much.
Are you able to find foods that you'd normally eat at home then here?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean there's a lot of African store, there's a lot of Indian store and Christian store, so you can get a lot of varieties of things you want. So yeah.
So you're able, and that's really good, isn't it? That you can still
Yeah.
find those home comforts. And I mean, London has got even more options than Stoke-on-Trent does. And obviously the culture also, from a London perspective, is incredibly vibrant town, and Stoke-on-Trent's just a very small version of that, really. But it does have all of those things. Has anybody tried oatcakes?
Oh, I love oatcake.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you love them. Fantastic.
Oh, I did not know that was just a Staffordshire thing.
Yeah.
Like I know like that was a UK thing, but like when I've been somewhere else, they do not know that.
No, it's
Like,
a Staffordshire
not-
thing, and also really Stoke-on-Trent focused too. Yeah.
I'm quite happy.
Modi, have you ever tried an oatcake? I mean, I know you're in London, but have you ever tried one? Have you ever been to Stoke?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, we need to get everyone trying one. So everyone that's joining Staffordshire University, it's in the name of the university. We've got them to try an oatcake. What about obviously it's not traditional to Staffordshire, but what about Yorkshire puddings?
Oh yeah,
People
I
try
have.
Yorkshire puddings? No, with a roast dinner?
I have actually, like back in December, one of my friends here hosted like an advanced Christmas dinner, like
Okay.
British style, and it was really interesting because they introduced me to pigs and blankets, Yorkshire pudding, and it was really good. It felt very homey as well. It was like a whole family dinner setting with this big turkey that he cooked. It was really nice, like to experience that part of the British culture. Also, they brought me to this one restaurant and I got to try a Sunday roast, which is nice. So
Very, very traditional, definitely. Can anyone tell me about any hidden gems that they found, either at the university on campus or in their local area where they live, or in Stoke-on-Trent or London? Any hidden gems that people might not know about that you love?
oh
Do we
well,
take traveling or like cuisine related?
Either, whatever you prefer. So like personally, I love just going, it's not really a hidden gem per se, but Handley Park, that's obviously really close by. I love just going to sit and watch the ducks on the lake. I find that really, really relaxing, you know, when I've been staring at a screen at work all day, just to be able to go and do that. Do you guys have anything similar? So, or it could be food related, so a favorite restaurant, whatever.
If I may, but I really
Yes.
like the hill that's like beyond the fields of uni. There's like a hill. It goes towards Aldi.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite. Like when I go running, that's like my favorite path.
Yeah, that's
It's
literally
like,
the view from my window.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. Like, yeah, there's like a tiny bit of forest in between.
That's the nature reserve, isn't it? The
Yeah.
university's nature reserve. Yeah. Anybody else have any hidden gems or things that they like to indulge in?
Yeah, when I go on trains, I love seeing the trees and everything. Just it keeps me calm
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, just to add on like the nature, there is a viewpoint me and my friends found, especially when the what was it, the Northern Lights, the aurora.
Oh yes.
Yes, so I got to go to that viewpoint and see the lights, and it was really interesting because it was on top of a hill, and you see like all of Stoke-on-Trent. So I could see Staffordshire University, Hanley, like the whole like city center, and just like it was a really nice like vibe, especially at night. It was a good hiking trail.
Fantastic. Modi, are you able to tell us about anything London? Any like secret things that you like to see or go and do or eat?
In London, you're always finding a new secret gem place. Around me, there's Shoreditch or Camden, and just Stratford itself has a lot of hidden gems since we do have a big Westfield, not pretty much just on campus with how close it is. So yeah, I'd say there's too much.
Fantastic. Okay. So we're nearly, I think, at the end of the session. I realise we've gone through a lot of things so far. One thing that I want to sort of touch upon before we get to the last question is, what are your favourite things about studying in the UK?
Well,
Enoch or Christine? Yeah.
oh, Enoch could start.
Now you can start. No.
Well, I feel like there's too many things to name for like a favorite thing, but for me personally, I feel like my one of the top things on my list is being a student ambassador. Like yeah, it's a job that it's an opportunity here on campus to really network with a lot of staff, students from campus, but as well outside, because you get to be brought to Birmingham, Manchester, London, and be part of these events, and really maybe get lucky and meet people from the field of my degree and meet new people like that to get my networking as well. But it's just also a good job to attain transferable skills. It might not be directly related to my course, however I get to practice teamwork, communication, being adaptable to different environments, especially social environments, and knowing how to articulate myself in social settings and also presentations. These are skills I learn and enhance through being a student ambassador. And also you do get paid in the process, so that's a really good thing.
A few of you guys are student ambassadors, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am just going to say as well, I was a student ambassador when I was a student at Staffs, and that was what got me this job. I loved being a student ambassador so much. It helped me so much with my, as Christine said, my transferable skills, and that's what enabled me to continue working here after I'd got my master's and everything, and I proper love it. So it's definitely something to look into if you're looking for a part-time job. Enoch, what's your favourite thing about studying in the UK?
Okay, my number of studying is the support system, knowing any issues you might be having. It could be mental issues, anything. There's always someone to talk to. There's always anyone with an ear to listen. And also, we have Career Connect at Staffordshire. So Career Connect, you can work on your CVs, can work on your interview skills, and there's just so much to learn, so much to know, and it's been beautiful. It's been good, yeah. And
Fantastic.
you also get hands-on experience, whatever you're studying, that can help you in your industry. Like Christine said, transferable skills, teamwork, communication, very important, leadership, all those yeah.
Salim, your favourite thing about studying at Staffs or in the UK?
Yeah, I think for me, the place I really like in Staffordshire, it's the Catalyst building. I'm always there, 24/7, working, and Christine also mentioned about the student ambassador. I'm also part of the student ambassador, so that kind of like I mean, it's a really cool thing. And then the Career Connect, I have to say, I also actually got a job last month, which I'll be resuming next month. I mean,
Congrats.
I'm done with my dissertation now, so I'll be resuming the job next month. So it's also kind of like it's value for value. Let me put it that way. You came in to get a value, and they're also giving back to you. So yeah.
Congratulations, well done you.
Thank you.
Murray, what's your favourite thing about studying at Staffs London?
I would say the community definitely is. It's not big as the other campus in Stoke. So we do have a tight community in London. And because London is so vast with the amount of opportunities and different stuff happening there, you have more incentive to be actually exploring around there. I'd say that's most of it, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you. Vapo, what's your favourite thing?
Well, I'm doing a course that I absolutely love and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I think for me, it's the opportunities and like the abundance that it's available in, because our tutors, my course is very hands-on. I'm doing film production, and in that I'm more going towards the set design and prop creation side of it. So they kind of help me figure out which branch of filmmaking I want to go in. And also like they keep passing on to us like these opportunities that are actual industry opportunities. So we've like students, me and alongside a lot of other people, we've gotten the opportunity to work in London on a project, and like they keep sending this our way because they want us to have like industry experience before we actually leave. So it would definitely be the opportunities.
Opportunities, fantastic. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds to think about this one. What piece of advice, so it can only be one sentence, so nice, short and sweet. What piece of advice would you give our new international students who are looking to come and study at Staffordshire University? So I'll give you a few seconds, and if anyone's ready to go, by all means, please do.
It's a pretty hard question.
I think I would still go around being open-minded, right? And the reason is being open-minded encompasses whole, in the sense that it's not just about the course you're coming to do, it's also about learning other things. I mean, there is a whole wealth of knowledge to be gained, not just from your course alone, but by working with different communities like student ambassador. So be open-minded, and yeah, that way you're able to gain as much information, as much knowledge as you can, way beyond what you're paying for.
Fantastic. Christine, did you want to say your piece of advice?
Maybe I'd say the degree is only half of what university is. I think with that sentence, I mean, it's half because, you know, you're studying, but also it's all about the experience of independence. So being an international student in a newly different country, you do need to be adaptable. You do need to, you know, adjust to your environment because the environment won't adjust to you. So just remember that it's not just about the degree, but the experience itself as well of the independence and, you know, immersing yourself in the whole university environment.
That's fantastic. Enoch, do you have a piece of advice?
I would say don't keep to yourself. meet people, talk to people, attend events.
Lovely. Vapo?
I was gonna say that I know that you're gonna miss like 100 different things, birthdays, family, like home, weather, food, everything. But I honestly believe that it is worth it, because then you're gonna explore like 1,000 different new things. And I feel like this is that time of your life when you should have that as an experience.
Definitely. And Molly, do you want to add anything?
I would say to keep your eyes out in the area you're in, because if you're not really looking, you might not notice something you've had while being there for like a year's time. Because I've been living in the same area for like a year, and I only noticed these little things now, like a nice little shop right next to the building I'm living in, stuff like that. So I'd just say, yeah, just be aware of the little areas close to you, because you might appreciate it more.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. I've really, really enjoyed talking to you. I think the biggest takeaways there from everything that you've all said, I'd say it's take the opportunities, basically jump in head first, give everything a go if you can, and that there's support available if you need it. So obviously we've mentioned the careers team, and that's both part-time with student ambassadors, also with being able to secure jobs like Salim. Then there's also the support, you know, from the mental health side of things, the events put on by the International Student Support Team and all of that. Thank you again, all of you, for your insights. I couldn't have done this session without you. It was fantastic to learn so much. And hopefully we'll hear from you again soon. Thank you to the students that, offer holders, should I say, that have joined us in the session. I hope that you guys have also found this really helpful to relieve some of the concerns and questions you might have had about coming to study at Staffordshire University as an international student. We do have more webinars coming up on Campus Connect, so please get involved in those. If you have any questions or anything at all about your application process or studying at Staffs, please feel free to get in touch with us at internationalrecruitment@staffs.ac.uk. And of course, you can also drop us a message in the International Student Chat on Campus Connect, or a direct message on Campus Connect as well. Thank you again, everybody, for your time, and I hope you are able to enjoy the rest of your day. The sun has just come out near me,
Yeah.
so we will finish on that wonderful sunshine in what can sometimes be a very rainy place, and I'll let you enjoy your afternoons. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.